What it do, y'all? What it do? Welcome, y'all. Welcome.
Welcome to um, Too Easy Playbook, guys. Hey,
Yes,
man,
sir.
we got a special one for you guys, man. Um, like I said, this podcast is a playbook on life. It's not just about money. It's about getting better as a person, as a man, as a woman, um, and thriving and being the best all you can be. That's what this podcast is about. And man, dog, yesterday we both watched, I would say, a life changing movie.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
and it's been a while since I've been moved to tears by a movie, man. I don't think I've ever felt that emotional at the end of a movie until I watched this movie. And there's
Hmm.
been some movies in the past where I kind of like felt some emotions, but it's been a long time, dog.
Hmm.
And that movie is called Magazine Dreams.
Yep.
So welcome to Too Easy Podcast. This is Colombian Papacito, King Barco over here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We got,
Later on, it is gonna be on the Too Easy podcast, but for right now, it's gonna be on my dog's channel. We're trying to
yeah,
get him started, so guys, make sure you subscribe to his channel down below. Make sure you hit that bell icon too. That way, you get notified every time he drops a video on this channel. And
yeah.
of course, if we get up to Too Easy podcast and all other channels and everything. But
Subscribe to all our channels, baby. But
yeah,
yeah,
man.
man.
Or yeah, like it's
Uh,
crazy, man. The past couple of days, 2,500 subscribers across all channels. So
mm,
we're building up, man, and we want to build this channel up too. So please subscribe to this channel. Make sure you guys are notified each time, and show my dog some love, man. Let's go.
yeah, man. Yeah. So like I said, man, this is the playbook on life. And yesterday we watched a very important movie about life, Magazine Dreams. It got a lot of flack. It hasn't got a lot of attention in the media because the whole Jonathan Major situation, and because he was, being investigated for domestic violence and things of that nature.
Yeah,
The movie was not promoted as much as it was for Sinners.
yeah, yeah. You know,
However,
it wasn't.
however, Instagram did a very good job in promoting the movie. Not gonna lie,
Yeah,
I watched the movie. I was gonna watch the movie, but I think Instagram kept reminding me to watch the movie because I kept
yeah,
seeing clips and scenes and shit, and I'm like,
yeah,
I gotta watch this fucking movie, dog.
yeah. No, I was watching a chunk load of clips, and I was like, yo, this shit looks intense as fuck. And to my surprise, it was even more intense than when I
Way
saw
more.
way more intense. I was like, dang, it's just tense the entire time. Even when
Yeah,
he's sitting down, he's tense. Like it's crazy. So like in the beginning of the movie, you see him competing, and you could tell he's more or less so. It's coming across the character of what's his name, Maddox, Killian Maddox, and that's his name. And you could tell he's possibly on the spectrum because he's flexing with the other bodybuilders, and he's having all these other reactions, and the other guys are pushing him on the side and stuff like that, and he's just like ignoring them and stuff. So you can tell there's something going on with him. And so from the very beginning, it kind of shows you more or less what he's going through. It doesn't full on say on there in the movie that he's autistic, but it pretty like throughout the movie it shows pretty well. And so he meets with I believe a social worker. Wait, is it a social worker?
no, he's a grocery store worker, so he's like one of the
Oh
people
no, but the
stack.
older woman.
Oh, the older woman. Oh, yeah. So the
Yeah,
older woman was basically like she was like his counselor, basically.
something like that. Or I could have swore it was like a social worker or something because she decides probably who's the healthcare. Like if you put down on the books that you're a provider, your grandpa can get disability, he can get all these other things, and you don't really have to work as much because you care for him all together. You know what I mean? Because he has to care for his grandpa. He calls him Papa in the movie, and so I'm thinking she's a social worker. I could be wrong. It was never explained. Like there's certain things in this movie that it's just not explained. So if there was any critique on this movie, it'll be
That's
that.
possible.
Yeah, it'll be that. But overall, the movie was outstanding. Like just from the directing into these shots. Like there's this one shot where he's in a bathtub and there's blood strings going on throughout the bathtub after a certain incident. Well, I mean, we could say after he vandalizes a paint shop, we're
Yeah.
talking crazy. Like he's a short fuse. It doesn't take much to get this guy going. Yeah, he's a short fuse, man, and this dude can get go off on anything. Like, and I guess there's a he's on the phone call, and I guess he's trying to tell him that his grandpa is a World War II veteran, and these guys at the paint shop don't really care because they want to get paid. You know what I mean? And so it's like it's this back and forth thing. It's like you can tell he's a short fuse, and he literally repeats a line that I think the social worker had told him in the beginning of the movie, and he said, "I'll crack your skull open and drink it like soup" or something like that.
Yeah.
He said some crazy line in there,
Yeah. So
and
basically the social
yeah,
worker is kind of like, I think she's doing two interviews,
yeah,
and it's throughout the entire movie, so you can't really depict when the interviews being made, but like it goes back and forth in
yeah,
time through memory and everything like that, and he's just remembering everything
yeah,
that's been happening to him. And man, this guy, it hits close to home, man. And this guy
yeah,
he lived a fucked up life, and obviously he's already at a disadvantage, being on a spectrum a little bit, and he's already, you know, well, I guess his advantage is he's fucking massive. He was, he's a big yoked dude,
yeah,
and he was already like at a disadvantage because he wants to do bodybuilding, and he had to walk like 10 or so. He had to like drive like 10, 20 miles up the road just to get proper food for his bodybuilding.
yeah,
And yeah, man, he had anger management issues, and he was taking steroids, which only makes that shit
yeah.
worse because steroids, all it does is add extra testosterone. It's a testosterone booster, and if you
On
already
top
have
of
other
coke,
fucking problems on top of what,
on top of coke,
on top of coke, and if you're taking all that shit together in a mix,
and
you probably
they're saying, yeah. Go ahead, Pedro.
you probably gonna fucking commit homicide. And I mean, there was some times where he almost did. He almost
Yeah,
committed a few homicide acts,
yeah,
and it
man,
was
he was on
crazy,
the
man.
edge, man.
He was on the edge,
Yeah,
honestly, and I really couldn't blame him because I'm like, dog, like I've been on the edge like that before. I've been I've been pushed to that point before where I'm just like everything went red, and I'm
yeah,
just like, I'm gonna fucking murder if you don't leave me the fuck alone. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Like
I have
yeah,
felt
yeah. No,
that
I've
way.
been there too.
I have felt that way, dog. Like, and
Yeah,
there are times where I did crash out. Sometimes I did. I've had a few crash out moments that I wish I could take back, and
yeah.
it was crazy, man. Like I know what it's like when someone fucks with you so much to the
Hmm.
point where one day you just snap.
Yeah, like on the real, man. I've had days like that where it's just like, damn, bro. Like, if this person don't stop fucking with me, I'm probably gonna be in prison. And so it's like I've had moments like that, and it's like, damn, bro. And I see it was scary how relatable this movie was. It was scary. Like I said, it was scary as fuck. Like I was like, whoa. I've had similar situations where I'm like, I'm close, I'm so close, I'm at the edge. And I'm like, I've only had like probably 3 moments where I almost full on crashed out. Like full on, full crash out. And it was like it was bad. It was always that one little thing, either that saved me or that other person. It was that one little thing that got me off the edge. Like I was talking to him about a time. I'm gonna go off a little track here, but yeah, there's a time on a bus, man. Dude was messing with me so hard, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna go crash out all the way. And I'm getting closer to this guy. As the closer I get to this guy, because I'm saying F it because he's messing with me. And I think I was in high school, and I'm getting closer to this guy. And at the last second, this girl I liked from this one class grabs me on the shoulder. She's like, "Hey, Ruben." He's like, "So, what's called? You want to hang out on such and such day?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, let's hang out." and I'm like seeing red. I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, let's hang out." Yeah, you got Instagram? I was like, yeah, I got Instagram. And I'm still looking at him like he's right there. He's right there. And so I was like, man. And then I just calmed down and I just forgot all about it. And I just went back to my old seat. And I was like, nah, I can't even tell you. And then literally the next day, I see the same dude that was messing with me. And I was like, oh man, here we go again, man. Now I gotta really. And right when I'm about to go crash out on him, dude's like, hey, bro, real quick, man, I just want to say sorry for yesterday, man. I didn't mean to talk to you like that, bro. Should have never talked to you like that, man. And I'm seeing red when he's saying all this. I already imagine murking him like 2 or 3 times already. You know what I mean? And I already got a shaking, in my mind, I already got a shake in his neck or something. He's bleeding out on the bus and so I'm like this. And he's just like, hey man, I just want to say sorry for the way I was talking to you yesterday, bro. I didn't mean to say that, bro. Hey man, I hope we good, bro. From the beginning, we brothers, we played on the same football team, man. And I was like, wow, you don't know how close to death you were. you know,
And then,
it
and
was,
in the
it was. I'm
movie,
telling you, it's crazy, bro.
yeah, in the movie there were moments like that, man. There were moments
Ooh,
where literally, like, it was a small, like, I the most fucked up situation, right? So he was literally getting ready to, like, you know, fucking commit a homicide on somebody, on the guy that fucking beat the shit out of him for damaging his paint store or whatever.
yeah,
He was ready to commit a homicide, and that the famous guy that was, the top bodybuilder performer, called him, and he was like, "Hey, I got all your emails, I got all your messages. I was wondering if you want to hang out tomorrow." And then like you, he was seeing red. He was like,
yeah,
he didn't say anything. He was stalled. He was like, "Okay." He's like, "Are you good? Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we could do that. We can go. Yeah, I
yeah,
can go." And it
yeah,
was it was crazy, dog.
yeah,
And the most
yeah,
fucked
bro.
up thing about it, man.
It's crazy, bro. I'm not even lying to you. I'm just like, yo, I'm telling you, you see red, it's like you don't know what's gonna happen afterwards. And so
Yeah,
I've had moments like that when I was younger, when I was just an angry little young man. I was an angry boy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm not that angry man anymore. I'm a lot more relaxed, more cool. I already understand what life is trying to tell me and steer to me. But
yeah.
back
But you
then,
gotta
I'm telling
realize
you,
he
go ahead, go
was
ahead, go ahead.
when he was taking all those TRTs, when he was taking all those
Oh,
testosterone.
yeah,
That was us when we were like 15, 16, natural,
yeah,
oozing with testosterone. It was just like all these testosterone boosters
yeah,
in us, and that's why a lot of times we fucking crashed out when it came to certain situations, man. Because those hormones, man, especially when you're
yeah,
taking fucking hormones, you're taking a big risk because your mind it reverts back to fucking when you're 15 and 16 years old, and you can't depict when someone's fucking with you, if it's serious or not. Like you just see
yeah,
red. You just like, man, I want to teach this motherfucker a lesson, and
yeah,
and he's already on the spectrum, and he's taking these testosterone boosters to the thigh so he can
yeah,
grow his legs or whatever,
yeah,
and eventually
yeah,
he just started having moments where he will fucking crash out. And I
yeah,
think the best scene was like where he had very good restraint, even though he got his ass beat at the end of it. When he
yeah,
was in a restaurant, and that guy that he destroyed his painting
yeah,
store,
yeah,
he found him or whatever, and he came to his grandfather's house amazingly, right?
yeah,
He came to his grandfather's house, found him, beat the shit out of him with three other guys. They,
yeah,
like, beat the shit out of this man right before a competition. He's bleeding out the mouth, and
yeah,
everything. He can barely perform at the competition. So when it came down to it, he fucking, you know, he saw him in a restaurant one day with his family, and he sees him, and he's like talking to himself, trying to talk himself out of it. He's like, "Nah, I gotta say something." So he walks
yeah,
over there, and I'm like, "Oh shit, this motherfucker, oh shit!" And then
yeah,
he was like, I forgot the guy's name. You're Jeff, right? He's like, "Yeah, that's
yeah,
me." He's like, "Oh, not so tough now, huh, Jeff? Not so tough now. All by yourself, you're not so tough." He was like, "Hey, I'm
yeah,
around my family," and I'm like, "Dude, you just beat the shit out of this man."
yeah,
I
yeah, and
mean,
then yeah,
a fair one would be, "Hey, I beat the shit out of you now in front of your family. You beat the shit
yeah,
out of me right before a competition. I should beat the." And I was thinking, I'm like, "Man, I hope he beats the shit out of this guy for his family."
yeah,
And then like legit, like his sons and daughters was scared. And then I think one of his sons was drinking soda, and this was like a deep. It was deep. It got real dark in his moment. His son was like drinking soda or whatever, and then he looked at his son. He was like, "You drink this?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Don't ever drink this. If you keep drinking this, they're gonna call you fat, and if you're gonna be fat, they're gonna make fun of you and all that type of shit."
yeah,
And
yeah.
and then like it was just like, God damn, like the ambiance of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he's projecting all his deep inner shit onto his child
yeah,
in the
like
middle.
rejecting
It
all that
was
shit.
crazy.
And it's like your dad bullied me and he jumped me. Like he told his kids that. And I think that was probably worse. I think he did that was worse for the guy
Yeah,
that beat the shit out of him. I think like him not beating the shit out of him and telling his kids, yeah, he beat the shit out of me and he bullied me, and then he
mm,
tells his son, don't drink this because this people will make fun of you. I think as a combination, that scene right there where he showed great restraint. And then when he left, because obviously he was making a disturbance, he went outside and he like head butted
yeah,
the car and broke two fucking windows. So the police came and they started beating the shit out of him, like Rodney
yeah,
King
bro.
style.
Yeah, and the thing is, and he had a he had a heart attack in the middle of that. And not to mention, so there's a point where he goes to the doctor and they say he had kidney failure, he had heart failure, he had like a whole bunch of different failures,
Yeah, that's
and
why he
finds
kept
out,
beating out the mouth.
yeah, he kept bleeding out, yeah, kept bleeding out, and he also had what's called tumors that weren't cancers yet, but he had to take them out, and it's like it shows you kind of like the world of bodybuilding, like you have to be perfect, you have to be perfect to win this bodybuilding competition. And it's like, and it's messed up too because like it messes with your head mentally. Like, especially, you can tell there's a lot of bodybuilders out there. Like you can probably put yourself in the perspective of a lot of these bodybuilders and what they have to do. I mean, look at the life of Ronnie Coleman. Everything he did for the sport and everything he did to elevate it, like he brought it to a crazy level,
Oh yeah,
all the way to a point where it's almost unrealistic.
yeah,
And so, yeah, you have a lot of these young kids trying to be the next Dorian Yates, the next freaking Ronnie Coleman, the next Jay Cutler, and stuff like that. And so, and you got someone coming in like this, and it's like, and he thinks he can do it because that's all he has. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's all he had was that fucking dream.
Yeah,
And
that's all he had.
that's the thing about a man. And this is something a lot of people will not understand about a man. A man just has that fucking dream.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all he got in his fucking life. It's not about his kids. It's not about family. It's not about none of that shit. We are designed to chase a dream.
yeah,
Everything else, everything else is just added. But our design every day we wake up, if we're not moving towards our fucking purpose, our dream, God's purpose that He has for us,
yeah,
we're lost. And you can see it in the movie. The times where he was eating fucking cake, the times he was eating
yeah,
fried food and shit like that because he was depressed and shit.
yeah,
You can see it in his fucking face. Oh fuck, I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up my dream. I'm fucking up the progress I had.
yeah. And you can tell like it hits hard. And think about the thing about depression and the thing about having a whole bunch of things hit you all at once. It's like you don't know how to cope with it. And so his coping thing was probably eating
His coping name was eating, and you
is
saw he
eating
tried. You saw he
and
tried to.
drugs.
Well, I think he was kind of forced, but
Excuse me.
you saw how he tried to get the what do you call that shit? What do you call him? Like a hooker. He tried to get a hooker, right? And
Yeah,
he tried to get a hooker, and I didn't understand that scene. I saw clips of it, but I never understood the scene. I thought it was just a regular woman that he finally met. So nah, it was a hooker, and then he was searching for something. He was searching for a woman's love.
And
And
that was sad too, because once you realize why he hired her,
yeah, he hired her, and then like he literally was like trying to. He was like, "Hey, you like my body?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, I like your body." And she was really interested in his body. You could tell.
yeah,
But then it got to a point where she was like, "Okay, well now, are you gonna do this or not? Are you gonna insert yourself into me?" And then
yeah,
and then he went in for a kiss, and she was like, "No kissing."
yeah, that was weird. Like
Yeah,
yeah, you don't kiss a
yeah,
streetwalker.
you don't kiss those. But
Yeah, but I guess he didn't understand
you
that
can
because
understand that.
he finally had a little bit of love and affection from a woman that
Yeah,
he missed out with the other cashier girl. Like, and also that scene too. It's like it shows you how dedicated he is to this dream. Like he ignored everything she said, and he was weirding her out and everything and all this other crazy stuff.
yeah.
And it was like,
On the
damn,
platform,
bro.
girl.
And you can show, and there's a scene in there where it shows these two black women smoking a cigarette by the trash cans or the dumpster, and they're looking at him and they start laughing because he's a black dude, and he's a black dude listening to like heavy metal. Like he's different. He's a different type of black dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's like I was like, oh okay. And it's also that idea too. Is like sisters weren't even checking for this brother. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Y'all
He
weren't even checking for him.
y'all ain't even checking for him, and so it's like you guys made fun of him, and then those would be the same woman, and then I was like, oh wait, he's about to be with the white girl too. Those are gonna be the same women that criticize him for being for a white man, but will laugh at him for being himself.
Yeah,
You know, and I was like, oh okay, and so nah, bro, it was there was a lot of symbolism, there was a lot of good shots. Like I'm telling you, like that scene in the bathtub where you're seeing the strings of blood in the water. That was an amazing shot. There was another one where it's like flashing cameras, and it turns out to be what's called they're looking at his brain through his, what was it, MRI,
yeah.
and so yeah, bro. There's like a lot of great shots in this movie, and then there's one where it's just like or that one scene where he's just like trying to practice in front of the camera where he's trying to say, hey, this is Killian Murphy, and he posted it. They get some good results.
And
And
they shitted on him.
oh man, they said, is this guy gonna unalive himself? They were saying the craziest things about him. I was like, oh man, like what the, like who fucking has time to do? And then you start looking at it like, who the hell has time to do that, man? Like and a guy has a dream, man. Just fucking support. But that's the thing. That's the shitty. That's the crappy thing about the internet. And that's the crappy thing about first starting this thing. Like, man, we've been called, like us, we've been called everything in the book.
Yeah,
We've been probably been called everything in the book. I got called a white boy the other day. Um, I'll explain later. I'm not trying to bring that into this, but I got called a white boy the other day. I got called all sorts of crazy stuff, and it's like, no, it didn't really hit me, but it's like, but somebody who has a dream and it's everything to them,
it's everything.
it's everything. That's like the only thing. He sees nothing else. He sees nothing else.
Yeah,
And it's sad because I've been there. Like I saw nothing else but my dream, and it came crashing down. You know what I mean? When I went out and tried to go for my dream and play, playing football and all that stuff, it went crashing down. And I thought that was all I had. That was everything I had. And then until you realize you got more, there's
yeah,
more to life than just that. And so it's like, but at the same time, it's like, damn, like I really wanted to chase this dream. I gave everything to it, and that's what you want. At least you gave it all. And so, in his situation, I was just like, man, bro, this guy needs a win.
yeah.
He
That's why
needs.
I was like, God damn, this motherfucker needs a win. And he got zero. Well, I say he got a kind of a win one time when he met his celebrity person, but
Uh, yeah,
then
so I want to wait, but yeah, you go ahead,
then
man.
he diddied him basically.
Pretty
Like,
much did it him.
yeah, he diddied him. He was like, "How much do
Yeah,
you really like me?" And
yeah,
then
and it cuts a scene,
cut scene,
and they're in this
he's
trailer, and I
got
was like,
bed. Yeah, I'm like, oh
ah.
my god.
I was like, no.
Like, oh man,
He
dude,
needed. I was like, he needed this win, bro.
you did that one thing.
He needed that win, bro. I was like, and it got taken from him, and I was like, wow. It was like, man, this movie was just, it was just all the negative shit that can happen to you all at once. Even when you get a little win, like he got wins, he got
Yeah,
little wins here and there,
he
but
got the
then,
date. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He got the girl to like rebound and
yeah,
ask him on a date.
yeah. She
And
called him too. It was like,
yeah,
okay,
but then in the middle of the date, I mean, well, not even in the middle, like the beginning of the day, she was like, "Hey, I gotta go to the restroom," and then she just never comes back.
yeah, man, and then he has to lie, and then so he does this
He
thing
plays it
too.
off. He does the
Yeah,
thing where he plays it off and lies.
yeah, he
I've
lies,
done
and
that
then
so many times, dog.
yeah, he's like, oh man, that's what it was too. Like I've had that embarrassing moment.
Yeah,
Man, it was some crazy stuff, big dog. Like I've had moments like that where I got embarrassed, and I was like, I didn't even know that girl, and so, but I'm over here, my feelings are fucking hurt,
I didn't even
and
know
I'm
her.
like, yeah, I don't even know her. He's like, I don't know this bitch, and then I'm over here fucking walking back with my feelings hurt, like fucking bitch. I, I'm over here, and I've had those moments, man, and I'm just like, all right, man, whatever. And so, but the thing is, like, you gotta learn from your mistakes and learn from it. And then he just keeps digging himself into another hole, and one hole to another, and it's like, oh man, I've been there. And I was like, man, I remember I got embarrassed, and I remember I was gonna go on a date with this girl, and she had said no. So we was going on a date, right? And she had said no, and I told my dad, hey, Pop, I'm about to go on a date. He's like, all right, son, have fun. I was like, all right, Pop. I go to her house and she's on the couch making out with another guy. And I'm like, hey, we got that date, you remember? I'm still trying to say it because I already told my dad we had that date. And I'm like, this is a little
Yeah, I
simpy.
told you, man, so you had to like at least get a picture or some shit.
Yeah, bro. I was like real simpy back then, dog. I was real simpy back then as a kid, bro. And like I still remember that shit. I'm like, how the hell was I this much of a simp? And but the thing is, it was like I was young. I didn't know.
Yeah,
And so, and I think he also had that too, where there's things he didn't know, and he just thought, okay, let me just lie about it. And he kept lying, and then even when he went back to the social worker, he's like, yeah, I got a girlfriend.
yeah.
Like
He
you
told,
just want
oh,
every.
yeah, yeah, I got a girlfriend now.
I was like, ah. It was like, and it reminded me of that thing where in Joker too. It was like I also thought about Joker when he mentioned it. I was like, because you remember he thinks he has that girlfriend in the movie. Spoiler alert. But yeah, the whole time he thinks he has a girlfriend. The whole time he was by himself.
Whole time he's
And
by himself.
I was like,
I never
wow.
understood that.
And it was like, oh no, I understand it clearly. It was just like he wanted to give himself, just like with any interaction with anybody, he wanted to give himself a W. He wanted to manifest it type stuff, like where you try to,
You want to
yeah,
imagine it to the point where it's real. Like
yeah,
you can literally imagine something to the point where it's damn near like real
yeah,
in your fucking head. You're like, oh yeah, that actually happened.
yeah, and it's sad, bro. It's like I'm not gonna lie, dog. I ain't proud of it. I remember I got hit with that. I remember I came back, and so that day I came back right, and so my dad's like, "Hey, how did it go? You only gone for like 30 minutes." He's like, "Oh no, it went good." She had to head out, and my dad already knew it was up. Like he didn't want to, when you know something embarrassing already happened, but you don't want to mention it because you don't want to fuck with him.
Hmm.
And you're like, "All right, son." As I got all dressed up and tapper and shit like that, and I was like, man, it was a bad day for me. I ain't gonna lie. It was a bad fucking day. And I was like, man, bro. And so, yeah, man, that's what a movie like this does, though. That's the whole thing. Like, it has you talking about all this stuff. Like, especially as a man, like, I don't like saying that phrase as a man, but like, as a man, you remember, you start remembering stuff that you did, some similar to that. And I'm like, oh man, this hits too close to home. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like, oh fuck, man. I remember
uh,
lying. I remember it was the opposite of the
yeah,
situation. I just didn't want to look stupid in the moment. I would just lie
yeah,
about it. Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, I
bro.
mean, yeah, we still together. Yeah, we
Yeah,
still kicking it, you know.
yeah, that's my girlfriend. Yeah, and
Yeah.
so
Well, yeah,
man,
yeah, that's yeah, that's my girl. You know, it's basically kinda.
yeah, hey,
You
I ain't
know,
man. It was
I used to get friend zoned a lot when I was a fucking when I was a teenager. I used to get friend zoned. I used to be girls' friends and shit. They
yeah,
used they used to fucking talk my damn ear off. Talk my damn ear off. I would think I'm like, damn, I'm getting good, man. She always looking for me. Every time we in the hallway, she looking to
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about her boyfriend or whatever, her boy problems and stuff like that. I'm out here like kind of giving her advice. I'm not even really giving her advice. I'm just kind of listening. I'm like, oh yeah, just
yeah,
waiting for my chance. And I never got my chance.
yeah. You never get your chance.
I never got my chance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's it, man. It's like it's pretty much that. It's that you're so close, but you're so far at the same time, and that's what
Yeah,
this movie feels like. It's like you're so close, yet you're so far away. It's like
it's the journey, bro. That I
it's
mean,
a
it's
journey.
fucking like think about it, when we first started in 2023, man. I felt like we were just talking to ourselves for
Yeah,
a long time, man. I felt like we were just talking to ourselves. And then
true.
like now we have an actual audience. Now we actually have people that tune in, hundreds of not thousands yet, but sometimes thousands, but
I know we
hundreds of
got
people.
thousands.
Yeah, we got thousands. But
Yeah, we got,
now that we have um, an audience of people that listen to us, I'm like, oh shit! Like actually, what we're talking about is actually probably impacting the person on the opposite side. So
yeah,
time to be
yeah,
more impactful and everything like that.
yeah,
But
true, man.
yeah, man, like, and that's what this movie is about, man. No matter what, like keep chasing your fucking dreams and realize sometimes you got to take those little moments to just not congratulate, but just tell a person that they look good. Y'all be
Yeah,
surprised, man, when you fucking go to the grocery store. Like I remember I went to the grocery store um a while back. I went to the grocery store. I went to Aldi's and I walked through. I was at the cash register, and then like the Aldi's cash register said, "Oh, you look very nice today." And you know what? It was nothing. It was nothing. Like that's not even a big compliment, but I kind of like I was smiling ear to ear. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah,
oh shit. Like how often do
yeah,
I get that? How often?
yeah.
Maybe once a month, once a week.
Nah, man, shit, it took me a minute. Like I still remember this lady back in Utah, lady named Miss Sweetening, lady Miss Sweetening. She fucking I remember she gave me a compliment that got me through basic training. I don't know, like she gave me this compliment the day that I left Utah to go join the army, and so she had given me this compliment at the last second because I always saw her at the store. She's like, "Hey, sweetie," he's like, "Hey, I've been seeing you been working out and doing stuff." He's like, "You're looking good." He's like, I hope you do your thing in the army. Like she's telling me everything. He's like, "This is gonna be our last time." And then she came on and embraced me and hugged me. And that was a time where I felt like I'm by myself, really. You know what I mean? And it was just like I haven't heard that compliment in a while. And I remember that compliment where I'm like, man, I remember there's times I wanted to give up in basic training. And I remember that fucking compliment she gave me, and I was like, nah. Miss Sweeney wants me to
Yeah,
win. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't even thinking about my mom or nothing. I was just thinking about that one compliment that lady gave me. I still think of it, think of her to this day. I don't know if she's still working at that same spot. Over there, over here we got what's called fuel stops here in
hmm
Houston around the area. So over there they got a thing called Maverick. So those are stores in Maverick. Anybody in Utah know what I'm talking about? And yeah, she was working at a Maverick in downtown Salt Lake City. And she gave me the most abrasive hug. And she's like, "Good luck out there in the army. I hope you make something of yourself." I was like, "Oh, I appreciate it." He's like, "You look cute." He's like, "Yeah, you gotta keep it close shaven and everything." I was like, "Wow." And, I'm over here getting compliments off the wazoo. And I'm like, man. And I remember that. I still remember that to this day. I don't know where she is, how she's doing. I still remember that to this day. I'm like, there would be bad days, and I'll be like, nah, Miss Sweetney. Miss Sweetney. I remember Miss Sweetney, like it's that's how bad it is for men. Like
yeah,
we don't get compliments. Ladies, you get compliments dimes a dozen.
Yeah,
Men, we get compliments maybe once every year. We get our yearly compliment, maybe,
yeah.
maybe.
You're like, oh shit,
You
all
know,
this shit is fucking worth it. I went through this year for this
yeah,
compliment.
yeah. Like just for this compliment right here, I don't need anything else. I'm complete. You know what I mean? I'm just like, damn. But that's what it is, man, and that's what this movie embodies. And so I don't want to go too much into a rant. I mean, it's just overall the movie, the way it's shot, the intensity on this movie. I don't think it was like this movie wasn't it wasn't overall well received, but I mean, well, it was well received overall. But then there was certain things where people would try to make it about directing and anything like that. The movie was damn near almost perfect, almost perfect. Like there's some scenes where it's like, okay, I get it, fine. But like the movie was amazing.
Yeah,
The movie was amazing. So as far as like reviews, like I think what did it get on the Rotten Tomato score? It got like what is it, 81?
I thought I got a 90 or something like that.
So I thought so too,
I thought I got a
but who
90.
knows? You got 90?
I think I got a 90.
See,
Yeah, man, like I say, it was a movie, and if y'all haven't seen it yet, I know we spoiled a lot of it.
hey,
Regardless,
this is a spoiler review. We gotta put that on the title.
yeah, spoiler alert reaction. Like I know we spoiled a lot of it, but damn, dog, just watch the movie because it could be life changing. That's how good this movie is. It could be life changing. It could literally
Yeah,
put things in perspective.
it only got 79.
Damn, are you serious? What is that
Yeah,
90?
bro. Oh, on the audience score.
Oh, that's what I was looking at. Audience score.
Yes, I mean, which, like I said, I'm not really too big on Rotten Tomatoes as of late. They haven't really been. I don't think they've really been doing their job, but that's my opinion. So, but either way, regardless, go watch this movie. This movie was amazing. I can't tell you how close this thing hits a home. It really did. It really did. Now, do I say like is the movie gonna win Best Picture or something? Probably not. But at the same time, because Sinners is probably going to take everything in the Academy Award
Oh
and
yeah,
everything. Sinners is probably going to take at least 10 Academy Awards and stuff like that. It's just, but overall, the movie for what it was. It was damn near perfect. Like I think if you actually truly watched it for what it was, and if you go in there looking for an intense movie, and you know it's an intense movie, that's exactly what you're gonna get out this movie. Because this dude's over the edge almost the entire movie,
yeah.
and you don't know what you're gonna get. You really don't. Like there's scenes where you're like, "Hey man, is this dude gonna crash out right here? Just like right here, right now?
Yeah.
Like he's gonna crash out right here? Like I thought he was gonna crash out on the date." You know what I mean? Like he's like, I'll do anything, I'll do everything to get it. Nobody's gonna get in my way. And the girl's trying to talk about something else. He's like, no, I love. He ignored everything she said. I was like, wow. And so that scene was amazing too. Like there was a lot of great scenes in there. I think, listen, I understand if you have your feelings towards Jonathan Majors, and so if there's a movie, I think that would not bring him back, but if there's a movie that would give him a shot at a comeback, this movie would be it.
Yeah.
And so, go in there with open mind. And honestly, Jonathan Majors, as much, and going back to that case, they got sidelined. The movie got sidelined by that case.
Yeah.
That case really sidelined that movie. And right when it got released, or right when it was shown that it was going to be in theaters, somehow a random recording from the trial came out of him admitting supposedly to abusing that girl, and I'm like, and they stopped promoting it for like a split second. They started promoting the movie, and it started getting traction because people were watching it, and then it stopped. Right, like literally, it literally stopped. Probably that same week, the recording came out, which I'm like, it's already settled though. You know what I mean? The case is already dismissed. So if a jury already determined that's not enough for us to prosecute him or go crazy on him, then who are we? You know what I mean? And so, but still, they wanted to sabotage that movie, and which they kind of did because you tell anybody what Magazine Dreams is, any random Joe Schmo, they don't know what that is.
Yeah,
What was
that's true.
that? And so it's like, man, this movie needed more marketing. So guys, go watch this movie. I implore you to watch this movie. It's like on you can rent it for like $10 on Amazon.
Yeah,
Like
Tim was
this,
Amazon, man. Go
yeah.
go go watch them if you like if you're a man and if you're a woman too, man. Just go watch the
Just
movie.
anybody going through anything. If
Anybody
you're
going
going
through
through
yeah,
stuff,
anybody that like just dealt with adversity, like just watch the movie
yeah,
and you'll realize everything you're going through is for a reason.
yeah, yep. And so and just to end it on my end, yeah, I like the saying where at the end he doesn't truly get what he wants, but he gets that fire in him to do it the right way at the end, and that was probably the most beautiful. Like the probably the point of the movie is like, all right, let me do this the right way now.
Yeah,
And so it was probably that was a great message. Just keep going for your dreams and stop doing it the wrong way. You start doing it the right way, blessings will come your way. And so that's what I'm seeing a lot, and well, that's why I saw a lot on that movie. But the movie overall was great. Overall was great. I give it. I if I had a rating system, I give it a 5 out of 5. That movie was amazing. And so
I let it
they were
find claim.
yeah 5 out of 5, man. That's our rating. If you want a rating out of this, and so that's it for me, Big Doug. You got anything else?
Nah, man. Hey, man. Go see a movie, man. Amazing movie, motivation. I love it. I love everything about the movie. Um,
Yeah,
I, obviously there's dark scenes in there, but you know, like
yeah,
I like the plot. I like the build. I like the things, the diversity and everything. Like everything about the movie, man. It was a wonderful movie. Jonathan Majors, you acted your fucking ass off, man. If you
yeah,
ever, man, if we ever get big, man, we got to do an
yeah.
interview.
Yeah, I want to see if there's a way to reach out to him. I know Cam Newton did an interview with him, and
Yeah,
I want to see if there's a way we can reach out. I don't know if he has any social media. I know he probably doesn't,
yeah, he
so
probably
that's the
does
whole
not right now.
case.
But
But either way,
in the future, when he does, and
yeah,
we'll be able to reach out to him,
yeah,
the interview is warranted because I want to ask more details about this movie.
yeah. Same here, man. This movie looked like it was a challenge. It took a lot. I was
Yeah,
wanting to try to interview Michael Hearns if I can, and so yeah, man, it was great. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let it go for now. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, we're giving this 5 out of 5. What's called out of this movie for at least us. So hopefully you guys go watch it. But anyways, much love, y'all. Remember, there's one thing and one thing only.